Hello and welcome to Art, Creativity, and Wellbeing, the show where we are always working to support you in caring for yourself just as much as you care for everybody else, because we are all deserving of feeling cared for and loved. I'm Kay Lock Culp, and I'm a coach, I'm a creator, I am a thru hiker who used to need a wheelchair. And today I'm so excited to bring you. Today we're starting a little series here. Like I think it'll probably end up being about five parts. Here at the beginning of the year, and when I look back on the previous year, so here I'm recording this in January, early January 2026, and when I look back on 2025, I see that it really was the year where I once and for all cultivated a positive money mindset. And I, honestly, this has been at the root of all of the like amazing things that happened for me this year, and that I was able to, how I was able to serve others. And it can all be related back to a positive money mindset. I didn't used to have a positive money mindset. Money to me is sort of valued a lot like worth. So for me, the ability to value myself, and as that has improved, what's happened is that my positive money mindset has improved, and I have I've got basically 5 steps that I'd like to bring to you over the next probably 6 weeks, because there's going to be at least one check-in on something else before we get to the end of this series. But that's for another day. Um, and the way I wish to frame these is a little different, I think, than usual. I I would like for you to get comfortable and know that what's happening here in this session or in this podcast episode is that I wish to speak with you as one leader to another, as one, yeah, as one leader to another, even if you don't think of yourself necessarily as a leader. Um, we typically think of leaders out in the world, either in politics or in business or something like that. But if that's not you, you're still the leader of your own life, and you're still, if you have a family, you're part of the leadership of that family, right? If not the only leadership. And when I finally decided, again, just relating it back to myself for a moment, when I finally decided, you know what, I actually am a leader. Again, things got much, much better. That was probably about maybe a decade ago now. And I started to see things differently when I thought of myself as a leader than when I had thought of myself as kind of a passive, um, you know, team member or something like that. I think leadership, the way that I practice it and think of it, is really from the heart. So it is about helping others and ourselves be the best versions of ourselves and feel happy, feel aligned, feel okay, and show up for others from that place, right? So leadership has evolved for me into seeing that when we pour from a full cup, we are much, much better able to show up for others. So how might we be pouring from more of a full cup? And certainly one way is to cultivate a positive money mindset, because we allow ourselves to receive more when we do. So I'm just going to, these will be really quick episodes, because what I'm going to do is it's almost like it's like a week, the week between or the time between episodes. I might invite you to, open up a notes section on your phone, or if you have a journal or something like that, a place to write down what you think about this. Like it can be sort of an unfolding. um, creation over time so that, uh, the mindset, the money mindset is just better and better and better. And I'm curious too, what, how would you evaluate your money mindset in this moment? So it's almost like a pre-questions question, which is like, do you feel amazing? Do you feel like $1 million? Do you feel like you have the means to get what you want, do what you want, spend time how you want, how you would wish to? I think that for me is what it means to have a positive money mindset. So I'm glad that that came up actually. So question one is, do you feel like you have a positive money mindset? Uh, do you feel like you can, the things that I was just reflecting on, like these are the things that I've built in my life and the way that I live now, what I'm seeing is that a lot of people aren't here and wish that they were, which is why I thought this would be a fun one, a fun series to bring. Um, okay, so question one in your journal, um, is, do I feel in this moment in a positive money mindset? Do I have a positive money mindset? Do I feel like I've got control of my time, I've got the freedom to do, and be wherever I would like with whomever I would like, doing whatever I would like to do. That's the question. So once you know that, um, well, I mean, I'd love to hear from you in either way. Like if you've got questions about a positive money mindset, or if you feel like you're there and you would like to write and share that, well, that would be. I'd love to hear from you. I've been interviewing people for my book, my forthcoming book. So it'll be coming out in May of 27. Actually, sorry, April of 2027. And the book is now called Hug Yourself. That's one of the chapters. But it used to be called How It Feels to Be a Millionaire. And I started interviewing people, both people who were actual, like in financial terms, millionaires, and also people who feel like $1 million, who feel like millionaires, to talk about like, what is that mindset? And this feels like an extension of that. So if you feel like a millionaire, if you are a millionaire, if you have a great money mindset, get in touch. klockculp.com/contact is a great way to get in touch with me. And if you have questions about this, if you're on your way to cultivating that mindset and you have some questions, please ask. This series will be unfolding over several weeks, and it will be great to get your questions. So, and share your stories, because there's more than one way to have a positive money mindset. And I'd love to hear from you if you're also in this space. So, okay, preliminaries aside, the first question that I think of as like the beginning of cultivating this mindset, after you know that you're not in it, after you're aware of where you are on the spectrum of of the mindset itself, is what do you think money is? Like, what do you think? What is money in your estimation? I uh, I sort of have an understanding that a lot of people think of money as, well, many, many different things, but it's it can be thought of as a problem, right? Money doesn't grow on trees. It can be thought of as scarce. Again, money doesn't grow on trees. There are some of these metaphors that, or similes, whatever those are, that many of us grew up with, and it it can be really hard to sort of see around those. Sometimes people think money is dollars and cents. Like I look at these dollar bills and I look at these coins, and they see it as that. It's interesting because we live in such a much more fluid money environment now. With credit cards, with Venmo, with all the different ways that there are to pay people. And And that doesn't even get into, it doesn't even get into like blockchain or whatever. Um, but definitely money is something, right? So what is it? And I think this is a really good moment to mention a book that's been incredibly helpful for me, which is How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever by Victor Bach. And I believe that's one of the questions, well, one of the things that statements that shows up that I hear in my head as from that book, which is money is something. It's not nothing, you know? And so how we think of it makes a really big difference in terms of how we utilize it, how we feel, etc. If we feel like money is scarce, it's a very big different. It's a different feeling than my personal belief is that money is energy. All it really is like a placeholder for energy. Dollars and cents give value. Someone I was just working with recently on this. Actually, I wrote it down because what they said was that its value is constantly changing. Like their idea was it's hard to get a good understanding of what money is because its value changes all the time. But it's a way that they ended up sort of saying it's a way that we give value and that we get value. And it's like the measure of the value is money. There's lots of ways to think about it, and I'm curious how you think about it. And if you look at your notes, or you just sort of are reflecting in your mind, what it'll make a big difference. This may unfold over time. It'll make a big difference, or you may see this as we go through the weeks of this series, right? It makes a big difference whether you think about it as a problem or whether you think about it as something neutral that simply is, or whether you think about it as something amazing that you have the opportunity to engage with. So many different ways to think about money. So that's question one. I'm not here to answer it for you. In fact, one of the things I wish to mention and make sure to say is I would really love to hear your responses to these questions as we're going through this series. But the most important person who hears the responses that you have, right, is you. You're the one who gets to hear and make decisions from your feeling and from your understanding. So that's most important. If you feel like sharing, please do. If you these come in automatically into your inbox if you are a Substack subscriber. So the link for that is in the show notes. Substack is a great platform that I absolutely love. Once I got past figuring it out, I really enjoy hosting my show in Substack, and so you can subscribe to it in any podcatcher that you love. You can also subscribe to it in YouTube. All of that sort of is done now through Substack, but it's art, creativity, and well-being is what the podcast is called in YouTube, and then it's same in your podcatchers, right? Podcast apps. Uh, that's it for today, I think. Um, I'll be very curious what you come up with, what you feel like money is. And I will see you next time for our next one. And in the meantime, klockcope.com/contact if you have if you want to share your thoughts, or if this does arrive right in your inbox, you can simply hit reply to it and I will see that in my inbox. Or you can leave a comment in the chat for this post. So any of those ways it would be amazing to hear. And I'm excited to kind of go on this little journey with you and see where we end up with the positive money mindset. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, I'm grateful to you. It's fun to have you along on the ride. It's fun to be along on the ride with you. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.